Now, the big question, do animals have sex for fun? Show of hands, who thinks yes? Who thinks no? Ooh, 50-50, okay. Let's go. Okay, even though the evolutionary related purpose of mating can be said to be reproduction, it is not actually the creating of offspring which originally causes them to mate. Very important. It is probable that they mate because they are motivated for the actual copulation and because it is connected with a positive experience. I'm sure we can all relate to that. So even though the evolutionary related purpose of mating can be said to be reproduction, of course it is not actually the creating of offspring that originally causes them to mate. And I think we could possibly start to agree on that one. It is therefore reasonable to assume that there is some form of pleasure connected with the act. Okay. Now the assumption is confirmed. Where we make this conclusion from, of course, is the behaviour of males, who, in the case of many species, are prepared to work to get access to female animals. And all throughout the animal kingdom, the males work really, really, really hard to get the female's attention all the time, especially if the female is in estrus, of course. Now, males who, for breeding purposes, are used to have sperm collected, in particular the stallions, which is the picture I have here, and I've seen this myself, they get very, very eager when the equipment is taken out. And so from that you can deduce that there may be a pleasurable experience for them. There is also nothing in the female's animal's anatomy that, contradicts that stimulation of their sexual organs as well is pleasurable as well. So there's nothing that says that it's not pleasurable for the female as well. So, do animals have sex for fun? Indeed they do. Okay. Do any animals masturbate? Or autoerotication is the more correct term. Now, it appears that many animals, both male and female, masturbate. Okay, both when partners are available and when they're not. Okay, which is probably a little bit different to humans, but they'll all the time. Now, unfortunately, we have a Darwinist mentality that all animals have sex to procreate. It's in all the scientific books. When I was going through high school, that's what I was told over and over. They only have sex to procreate. And it's very Darwinist, sort of an idea. But there are plenty of animals who will masturbate when they have just nothing better to do. Now, it's been observed among primates, deer, killer whales. I'll leave that one to you. Penguins is actually quite a common one. Penguins do it quite a lot. And, of course, we're talking both male and females. Okay, it's not one sex or the other. Orangutans are especially inventive. Please Google this after this lecture. It's a very interesting read. But orangutans actually will make autoerotication devices themselves. So they'll make stuff out of wood and bark to pleasure themselves. It's quite amazing, the research that's just come out in the last 2 years. So, do animals masturbate? Yeah, they do. When I stumbled across that photo, I had a good giggle to myself as well. It's a good photo. Now, are any animals homosexual? Yeah? There is quite a few cases already in the last 20 years that have been researched, but unfortunately, the presence of same-sex behaviour, we haven't really done much study on it, and a lot of people are very, very clueless on it up until very recently. And it was actually some European biologists who got out there, very not prudish, got out there, did the study, and they've realised that it's prolific everywhere. So, homosexuality does occur in the animal kingdom outside humans, especially in social species, and that's a very thing. Social species are the main ones that do it. Marine birds. Okay, your albatross that you're seeing swimming, flying around. And mammals, monkeys and great apes especially. They have a lot of homosexual tendencies. In fact, it's been observed in 1,500 species thus far. As I said, the research is ongoing. 500 of those are well documented. Not just a sighting, actually has been studied and proven to be throughout all the different individuals. Now, it's so prolific, in fact, that no species has really been found to not be homosexual. Every species we look at, we figure out after a year or two, yes, there are homosexual individuals in the groups. There is an exception, of course, and that's basically for the animals in the animal kingdom that don't have sex at all. They're not homosexual. And basically because they are hermaphroditic. They are bisexual. So there is no homosexuality because they're both male and female at the same time. So there is no issue. So, are animals homosexual? Yeah, there's quite a lot. Now, we get into some tough ones here. Do any female animals engage in prostitution? Might do the show of hands on this one. Anybody think yes? Yeah? Anybody think no? Those animals are all really good, cute, cuddly. No one says no. You're learning. Okay, good. Yeah. Penguins. In some penguin species, the females, even when in a committed relationship, okay, they've mated for life, monogamous for life, will exchange sexual favours with strange males to receive pebbles. They need pebbles to build their nest, they want more pebbles, and they will exchange sexual favours for more pebbles. It's quite an interesting one, and there's plenty of research being done on Antarctica on that subject right at this minute. Do any animals like animal pornography? I had to put animal in there because it's very specific. Animal pornography. So you show an animal pornographic images of the same animal. Monkeys, of course, have done the most research on, and monkeys will take a juice cut. Okay, so they'll give them so much juice per day, and they'll say, hey, if the monkey wants to see a pornographic picture of a female hindquarters, that sort of thing, you have to take a juice cut. You're not allowed as much juice per day, but you're allowed to see the images. And what they've found, which I quite like this line here, virtually all male monkeys will give up juice to see female hindquarters. They really, really, really value these images. So, one of the more well-known ones is pandas. Now, of course, we've had lots and lots of problems encouraging pandas to mate in captivity to, of course, increase their numbers. However, showing young male pandas panda pornography is widely credited with a recent population boom amongst pandas in zoos. And they have found nearly all zoos will show their young male pandas panda pornography for many weeks on end before they put them in the same spot, so they know what to do, basically. Some other ones. Do any animals engage in coercive sex? Do you understand what that means? Coercive sex, kind of, we can use a lot worse words for it, but coercive sex is a nice one. Notable example is, of course, Flipper, the bottlenose dolphin. And now he is a randy boy. But when it comes to a herd of bachelor males, they'll corner a female. We talked about that the other day. But they have also in spiders as well. Now, in a lot of spiders, you really don't want to be a male because you will mate with the female. The female is, as you can see, this is the male up here, and this is the female down here. So what generally happens is after you mate with the female, she's a bit hungry after the experience, she will just eat you. So what you'll find is that the males have to trick her with food. So before they mate with her, they'll collect a whole heap of food up, they'll mate with her, then they'll quickly put the food in front of her and then run away. And that way she won't eat them. Or they'll tie her down, a bit of S&M, with thread so she can't get up quick enough to eat him. But you've got to be really careful when you're a male spider. Of course, coercive sex, and anybody who's run a ranch or anything will know this for sure, is also evident in your cattle species and stuff like that. Basically, where the male is a dominant size, much bigger than the females, well, he has sex by force, basically. So you get that a lot. Cattle, sheep, all that sort of stuff. Now, some species of bird also appear to mix sexual intercourse with sexual assault as well. And ducks and geese, if you've ever sat at a pond and watched ducks and geese during mating season, it's quite a violent affair. It gets very, very nasty, in fact. Now, this one is very interesting. This one I picked up only the other day. I'll read this verbatim because it's phenomenal. Since the early 1990s, young male elephants in a national park, basically in South Africa, have been raping and killing rhinoceroses. This abnormal behaviour, according